If you're anywhere near the anime community for the past couple months, then I'm sure you've heard of Chainsaw Man. A story not for weak-hearted. It has gore, blood, cannibalism, creepiness, some more gore, killing, blood, and overall, some really yuck moments. But that's not why I said it's weird. The gore, in fact, makes Chainsaw Man charming. It is adopted from the manga of same name, A Brilliance by Fujimoto Tatsuki. An excellent creep expert mangaka with an history of award-winning mangas and some next-level stories like Fire Punch and I Stopped the Bullet. Fujimoto-san is an unusual sort of guy with an even more unusual taste for his mangas. But the legacy he created with Chainsaw Man will revolutionize the manga and anime industry forever. Characters like Makima and Par, even Koveni, are perfect examples of how a woman should be written. Chainsaw Man's charm comes from these 5 things that I'm going to talk about today. But before starting the points, this is a spoiler-full video. So if you have not watched the anime, I would suggest watching it so you can experience the brilliance firsthand. On that note, this is an only anime analysis. I have not read the manga and neither I will, as I only read BL. So skip it. Let me start with point number 1. The theme of Chainsaw Man is boobs. Women's boobs to be more specific. Now the next point. I'm kidding. That's a bad joke. In more serious note, the theme of Chainsaw Man that we see in the very short 12 episodes is greed of humans. The greed of wanting more and more. The greed of power. And Chainsaw Man embraces it. It does not hide away from the ugly. It encompasses the ogre and presents the reality with truth. Chainsaw Man's theme is gore. It's blood. It's Tenji's greed, Par's tsundere, Makima's deception, devil's fear. It's all those things and the very act of embracing that ugliness of mankind and showing it in a light that does not shy away from. Fujimoto was given the chance to present any work to Shonen Jump, and that guy decided to go with Chainsaw Man, which in hindsight was a very good decision. But it was a bold one. He chose to show himself and his honest work full of cannibalism rather than sparkles and far too rom-com. That bravery to stick to the belief in one's own self is worth mentioning here. Let me move on to the next point. Just like the theme, the plot of Chainsaw Man is vastly different from other mangas that has this insane power of troop. A protagonist died by getting himself thrown in a dumpster by a bunch of zombies and get reborn in exchange of his very unusual looking devil dog. And later he fell in love with a random girl he met and had agreed to work for her. Though it can also be because she threatened to kill him had he disagreed. But who knows with Tenji. The plot and the insane level of storytelling makes the show that much more enjoyable and episode turning. To say I watched the series in a couple days and is not a lie. And I don't watch my anime in single sitting. I don't have time for that. I'm a CSE major in my 3rd year and that thing is hectic. Now before I go off tangent and tell you all about my major, let me move on. Other than the plot, what makes the anime that much more enticing is the absolute god level animation Mappa gifted us with. These guys don't sleep. Mappa don't need sleep. What's that? And not to mention the opening and ending songs. Damn. Before I start going off tangent and give you every single clue from the opening song, let me just say they're OP and move on to the third point. Because we will be here all day if I sit down and talk to you about the opening and ending songs and the level of animation there. The third point is the way the story is written. Every supporting cast serves a purpose. They are not just canon fodder ready to die, but people with personalities and little quirks, with scars and goals of their own. Kobeni is the Sakura equivalent here. She's useless, and she got a fair share of hate for her portrayal during the Eternity Devil arc. But she's actually one of the most realistic characters to ever be written. She behaves in a way that me and you will behave had we been there. Actually, I have a fun little antidote for you about her. Let me go off tangent for you. Fujimoto-san has once stated in an interview with her editor, his editor, that Kobeni's original fate was supposed to be that of angel devils. But funnily enough, this does not end up happening, right? Due to Fujimoto-san asking his editor, I forgot his name. Sorry. During the writing process, who should die between Kobeni and the angel? The editor said Kobeni, which prompted Fujimoto-san to do the opposite and kill Angel instead. Yeah, so go and blame the editor. But you know what? This very little antidote tells you everything you need to know about the author of this absolute genius series, Chainsaw Man. Anyways, the supporting cast. The supporting cast is not limited to the good guys, but also to the devils who are born from fear. And if I say there is a tomato devil, you bet your ass there is a tomato devil. Though more often than not, the moment we get introduced to these amazing supporting casts, they die. Yeah. Like Hirokazu Arai. That guy died saving Kobeni and only lived to see 3 arcs. But during that span of just 3 arcs, a couple episodes, Fujimoto somehow managed to make this character alive. We know he has some high morals because he became flustered but Himeno promised a kiss to whoever defeat the devil inside the building. And we somehow also know that guy has a hobby of haiku. If this is not some insane storytelling and character writing, then I don't know what it is. Of course, there are some more supporting casts that I would love to explore, like Angel Devil. But this is an anime only video and that guy appeared in the last episode only. So let me quietly move on to the fourth point. Also, for the sake of future me, that is, the future me who is editing this video, I'll stick to only 3 members as the main protagonist, Aki, Pad and Denji. The infamous troop of 2 boys and 1 girl. A boy with very cold personality, another a sunshine reincarnate, and the third one, a girl. This troop has been done a million times, I'm pretty sure. But it never gets old, it's so good. And Fujimoto does an excellent job in showing us exactly that. Aki, a poor guy who lost his everything and is looking for revenge. He's done perfectly well, so I literally have nothing to say about him. Actually, I have a lot. But he's such a car crash that I cannot look away from. And if I speak about him anymore, I'll give away some very specific manga related spoilers that I don't want you to know, except for the shock when it'll appear when you decide to open the door. I'm sorry. Let me move on. Bar. She makes me so happy. She's such a goofball and weird. She wants to be the president. Our goals are so similar. I also want to be the president. Oh my. She's such a twat. And I just want to pinch her cheeks, but I know she'll kill me if I go near her. Her character, her design. It is written so perfectly. And you know what makes me more of a fan? Is the fan service. The way Power is drawn, it's not sexual, and that is the biggest difference I can ever see. The lust in the series is pretty clear. But the mere fact that the girls are not objectified in Chainsaw Man holds on to the absolute genius of Fujimoto. The amount of respect I have for that guy keeps on piling up and up and up. Lastly, to our psychotic MC, Denji, the Chainsaw Man himself. Denji embodies the essence of a human, greed and lust. Whenever we talk about being a human, we get stuck with kindness, courage, determination, friendship, love, bravery, blah 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 blah. All those big ass adjectives. We don't talk about the ugly, the greed, the mere fact that being human simply means never being satisfied. The desire for more. More food, more money, more power. More, and then some more. Denji is not satisfied. He once thought he will be satisfied with a simple bread and jam, but then he wanted meat. He thought a simple feel would be enough, but he's not. You know what feel I'm talking about, right? And I believe you also know what he wanted more. And that simple desire for more makes him human and that much more relatable. The lust that is portrayed, the sensual and intimate theme within Chainsaw Man, prompts the idea of reproduction between humans. Of course, this is not the girls, the bees, and the birds talk. But the art of presenting the intimacy and not yet making it hentai demands respect. That dude demands respect. The idea behind choosing to make Denji the way he is makes the viewer see the hideous side of human nature. Everybody who decided to be a human on this earth feels these two very basic human emotions, and yet I have not seen a single anime that portrays such emotions with that clarity and not downgrading the content of the anime itself. And this is what makes Chainsaw Man such a superior piece of fiction and animation. The final point of this video is the antagonist, the one opposite our protagonist, or the villain itself. But we are not going to talk about the antagonist in this video. It is already quite long enough. We are going to talk about the antagonist, the real devil, in the part 1 of the Chainsaw Man series, in the next video. Yeah, I'm sorry for letting this video keep on hanging. But it's already a long enough video, so watch out for the part 2 of Chainsaw Man is Weird series to talk about part 5 of this series, the antagonist. Who is the true antagonist, whether we even have an antagonist or not? and that is going to, well, have both manga and anime spoilers. So yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for listening to my rant about my new favorite anime. And yeah, I love Power, in case you didn't notice. Subscribe if you want to. Subscribe if you want to know spoilers from the manga in the next video. Thank you for listening to me rant. By the way, this was not a rant. I actually did my research, believe it or not. Yeah. Anyways, bye bye. X's and O's, my loves.